the Walmart center, and I was like that pit, and then I was like driving, I was like, this is wrong. There's glasses right
No beans at all.
Can't be nice.
In the back. Then I checked wire out, and they still didn't grow out. Training next year to see.
Well, how do you want to go? You guys can choose. I'm so sorry.
Jimmy Thompson.
I did.
That's pretty much that's like a penitentiary there. And
What if you have something that
wonder if we're going to have good weather on Friday for the picnic or not. Or is it going to be 50 degrees?
All right, Hardrocker fans, I think we'll get started today. It's a great turnout. Thank you to Pizza Ranch. This is always a big draw, I think, with the buffet. Lots of things going on at the Hardrock Club and in the athletic department coming up here with M Week. We have 70 golfers signed up for our Hardrocker Golf Classic on Friday, so we're crossing our fingers that the weather holds out for us. So we're really excited about that. We only have now 995 Jeep raffle tickets to sell because we just sold 4 already today. Yes. So anyway, that is going to be coming out and rolling out in the next couple days here as Sandy and I get everything together. Like I said, busy week with M Week. We have soccer Friday at 1 o'clock, Sunday afternoon, or Sunday at 11 a.m. We have volleyball Friday night, Saturday at 1 p.m. And then, of course, kickoff of our homecoming football game is 6 p.m. Saturday evening. Lots of different things going on. There's plenty of extra activities. Anita told me that the ramp will open early. It will open at 3 p.m. The main gate will open at 4 as far as walking in because we're going to have a band and different activities up there. So come and enjoy. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. We do have our Hall of Fame banquet at 10 a.m. on Saturday, which is exciting to honor all us old athletic alumni and celebrate the accomplishments of back in our glory days. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Ryan with soccer, and then we'll go to volleyball and finish with football.
All right, good afternoon. It's been 2 weeks now since I stood in front of you last. Lots gone on in those 2 weeks. Starting off, last time I spoke, I talked about University of Mary. We played them, got a result, first time in school history we beat them. Sorry, bear with me, I'm not feeling too great today. So we beat them 2-1, first time in school history. Goals by Sterling McKenzie and Brendan Sherwin. Then we went on to Billings and did not play all that great. Lost the game 4-0. Really tried to push numbers high, and it didn't work out for us. So dropped 3 points there. Then went on to Colorado Mines. played really well against them. Probably the best game I've seen us play. Unfortunately lost 2-1, but we've never lost a game by less than 3 goals against them. Then we came back home against Regis and again lost 4-0. So we've had a really good game, a really bad game, a really good game, a really bad game. So coming into this week, working on consistency and really following through what we're working on. Excuse me, sorry. I'll make this quick. So Friday, Pueblo, 1 p.m., Dakota Fields, and then Sunday, Adams State, 11 a.m. at Sioux Park. Yeah, any questions? All right, thank you. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry. How's everyone doing?
Good.
So volleyball had a decent week. We started out with the first home match of the season against Dickinson State, which we had a really great crowd. If you were there, thank you for coming. But yeah, happy with our first turnout as far as our student athletes, our student body. We had a lot of sororities there, which is, it's awesome to watch student body support our program. It was an interesting match. It was probably the worst volleyball that has ever been played in the history of volleyball in the first 3 sets. And then it was fantastic volleyball. So I'm excited about our ability to turn it on. I just wish we could get to this point where we're consistently on all the time. But 4th set, 5th set against Dickinson, we hit over 350 in the 4th set. In the 5th set, we hit over 400. So if we're capable of playing that way, we need to be playing that way all the time, and that's sort of the conversations that we continue to have in our locker room. But we got to win, so that's all that matters. First road match for the RMAC was fun. We drove 10 hours down to Salt Lake on Thursday morning, which is fine. Salt Lake is a beautiful place. We ended up renting a house instead of staying at a hotel, so that was kind of a fun experience. We got to bond and hang out a little bit more. Played at Westminster, again, first set, I don't know, 2nd, 3rd, 4th set, that's our team, so we got to just become more consistent. But again, good road match. To win a road match in the RMAC is something to be very proud of. So we liked that win. We played very well. And then went to St. George, which is 4 hours from Salt Lake on Saturday. Played Dixie State. Dixie is, in all fairness, going Division I, and that's how they play. So they are more physical than any team we will play all year. We definitely played really well in the beginning of each set, and then kind of let them take over. So hats off to them. They played a fantastic game. Their outside is fantastic. We gave her the most kills she's ever had in her career, which great for her, not good for us. But they're a fantastic team, and if they can play consistently, then that's a team that could very easily win this conference. As far as individual performances, we had some really good stuff. So much more consistency from our freshman libero, Anna Thomas. She's a baller. I mean, this kid just does not let balls hit the ground. She's moved herself up this week to number 1 in the RMAC in digs per set, which for a freshman is a big deal, but also the RMAC actually has a fantastic amount of liberos. Like the talent level in the libero position in this conference is phenomenal. So it speaks highly to what she's capable of doing. And Dana, who we'll talk to here soon, she moved herself up from 5 to 1 in kills per set in RMAC. She had 63 kills in the span of 3 matches, which is more than 20 kills a match, which is insane. And she hit over 250 the whole week. She hit over 350 against Dixie, so against one of the best teams in the conference. She had 15 kills, 2 errors, and they triple blocked her most of the time. So again, speaks highly to what she's capable of doing. But we had some great individual performances. We played well as a team, but again, Dana had a fantastic week. She was not named RMAC Offensive Player of the Week. in my eyes, she was, and I know that time's gonna come for her. She continues to play as consistent as she has. So, this, you can come up. So this is Dana Thompson. If you were at the Arrowhead dinner, then you met Dana. But she'll reintroduce herself. She's gonna tell you where she's from, what she's majoring in, why she chose School of Mines, and then we'll answer some questions.
Hi guys, I'm Dana Thompson. I'm from Fruita, Colorado, but I live in New Mexico now with my parents. I'm pursuing my bachelor's in computer science with a minor in math and also my master's in computational sciences. I'm an outside hitter. I play 6 rotations currently, and then I chose mines because, because I really like the community when I came and visited on campus. Everyone's super nice, and sometimes tech schools can be a little prestigious and stepped up, and this school definitely isn't. So everyone's super welcoming, especially the athletic department has always been super great. And so I just really like that I got to be able to study computer science with great job placement and also have a great community support behind me.
Agreed. Awesome. Any questions for us? Yes.
Educate the crowd on what you mean by you play 6 rotations.
Okay, yeah. So I play on the front left pin as an outside, and so I play very offensive. And then when I come around, I'll serve, and then I'll play defense in the back row with Anna mainly, and then usually Addie. So
6 rotation outside is pretty much she doesn't come off the floor, which is good and bad. But she's the fact that again she's been able to stay so consistent offensively while playing as many sets as we have, because we like to draw things out. It's impressive on her part, for sure. Yes?
What do you attribute your success so far this season to?
I think we have a really good team dynamic, so we really focus on never getting into those ruts. But even if we do, because we're not perfect, the team really comes together. They don't let it impact each other, and we've just really focused on everyone accepting basically what their role is on the team, because not everyone can be on the court or touching every ball. And so no matter what's going on, you have your whole team supporting you with everything that they can do, and that's been really cool to have that, and it's gone really well for us so far.
Anything else?
It looks like you have a great time on the floor. You guys all have smiles on your face.
Yeah, we have fun.
You joke around a lot. I mean, it's fun to watch. That's against stickers.
Thank you, that's a compliment.
That was a lot of fun.
We do pride ourselves on the amount of joy we have, and also when you do come and watch us play Friday night and Saturday afternoon, do us a favor and stare at our bench instead of the team on the floor. We probably have the funnest bench. They're the most fun bench. They're hilarious. They keep the vibe high. They're super supportive. So Friday night 7, Saturday 1 p.m. We play 2 matches that are highly winnable matches, and we expect to win both. And hopefully it comes out that way. We want to have a great homecoming weekend. We haven't been home for homecoming in forever, so this is a really cool opportunity for us, and then also a great experience for our athletes. We had one of our seniors is up for homecoming queen, and she is stoked because in her 4 years here, she has never been home for homecoming. She's never been able to participate in homecoming activities, the end hill climb, anything. So it's a really neat experience that we're here for this weekend, and we hope you guys can come to our matches. Cool, thank you.
How's everybody doing? Good. Week. Okay, just came back from our trip to Simon Fraser to play in Burnaby, British Columbia. Raise your hand if you've ever been to British Columbia before. Oh, okay, good. Nice. Beautiful part of the world. It was a challenging trip, but a productive one. It was our purpose of the trip was to find a way to win and then get out of there and get back to the States as quickly as we could. It's really stressful traveling with 73 folks, getting 73 on an airplane. Through security, etc. We had a 3-ish wake-up call on Friday morning when we were at the hotel in Denver, which is pretty early. We got everybody there,
And then getting people across the border, I don't care how good of a citizen you are, it's stressful. I wouldn't highly recommend our bus company that we used out of the Vancouver area. The bus driver of the second bus was given quite a talking to by customs when he was trying to get us in. And I overheard the customs agent say, well, what are you going to tell the coach when you have to send the whole team back to the United States? And it wasn't a great moment there, but I did overcome it. Found a way to get into Canada with all members of our travel party, and then found a way to win the football game on Saturday night. Really great atmosphere for college football up there. I've played many, many games against Simon Fraser. When I played college, the Simon Fraser was in our league. The school I went to was really about maybe 75, 90 minutes away from Simon Fraser, very, very close. They were a rival of ours. So I've played multiple games up there, coached multiple games up there, and this is the best environment for football I've ever seen at Simon Fraser. They're really getting something going there. They had fans, which typically they don't have fans at their game, so it hasn't been a big deal. They had a good crowd, and we had a great crowd. We had a bunch of Hardrocker fans. We have a bunch of players who are from the Pacific Northwest, and then we had some people who made the trip and had a blast. And our fans really got into the football game as well. I was very nervous pregame. We've never played in that, so we went from the highest point in college football when we played in Gunnison, 77-24, something like that, to we were at 230 feet when we played in Burnaby. So that was a huge change. There's obviously more moisture in the air. Pre-game warm-ups, none of our players could stand up and run. So I went over to the defensive backs drill and watched our defensive backs in pre-game warm-up, and we couldn't run. We fell down. Every single player kept falling down. And I was panicking, right? Because you can't replicate what the ground is like in that area where it's always wet even if it's not raining. So there's just a moisture level that sucks into the grass. And we had a hard time. We were struggling. And our players really found a way to overcome it and played a really great football game when it was all said and done. Found a way. It was a lot of crazy things happened. We started off quickly on both sides of the ball. They had a huge play called back. In college football now, as of last season, if you commit an unsportsmanlike foul during a touchdown play, wherever the ball is, when you commit that foul is where the penalty is marked from. So they actually had a player hot dogging his way, I would say, into the end zone, started at the 2-yard line. And as he did that, they threw the flag. So from the 2-yard line, they marked him back 15 yards. We rallied and played great defense and then forced a missed field goal. So it was a huge turning point in the game. Then we came back and committed an unsportsmanlike conduct. Our quarterback was new. Threw his second touchdown pass of his career. He was very excited. Told someone about it on the other team. But not in not in a cool way, just in kind of a, how do you like that? And we committed a foul on the other side of the field that had nothing to do with the play, and so then we moved back 30 yards from the 1-yard line. Fortunately, we were still able to get a field goal. They got a bunch of momentum at the end of the half, and then our players came back in the second half and just put them away. And a tremendous effort by our defense. We scored 2 defensive touchdowns in the second half. Now we have 5 defensive or special team scores on the season. Really should have a 6th because we really should have returned the opening kickoff of the second half for a touchdown. So that was fantastic. Ended up winning the game going away, which was awesome for us, and the players, I think, gained some confidence from it. Our players in the game defensively, Thomas Chapman, a defensive lineman out of the Dallas, Texas area. Thomas had by far his best game, 3 quarterback sacks on the day. He was a very difficult person to handle. Our high-octane player of the game, we ran for over 230 yards. It was Jack Batho, our offensive tackle, had a fine football game. Our special teams are what we refer to as SWAT player of the game, Cooper Fargen, who had a blocked punt that set up the first touchdown that we scored. And then our pickaxe player of the game was Ira Murphy. Ira had probably, he would probably tell you this, probably his worst game in a long time against Colorado Western. He came back and had what we're so used to him doing, which is being very physical, and had a touchdown reception in the game as well. And our service players of the week, Rhett Buttleman, who serves one of our defensive players, and Logan Godwin, a freshman running back out of California, who had a really great week of practice. So those are the players of the week. This coming week we have Dixie State. Dixie State is 2-1. Their lone loss to Colorado Pueblo. They haven't gotten scored on in the last 6 quarters, so they're playing some really strong defense right now. They got a lot of weapons on offense. I think it'll be a perfect night for football. 6 p.m. kickoff at Dunham Field. We'll be in all blue. We'll be just like me today. We'll be in blue, just no brown belt. We'll go blue pants, blue jerseys, and it'll look like Hardrocker football out there. It should be an outstanding environment for college football. Okay. Any general questions at all? Probably not. Everybody wants to kind of hear from Dom Jackson, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Does that long trip take something out of the kids?
No, not at all. Yeah. Out of the kids. Out of the kids. Kids are resilient. That question was, did the long trip take anything out of the kids? I think Dom can. I tell you, it was the best. We had 0 hiccups. We had no issues. Other than our bus driver had to drive around the stadium a few times to get us in. Other than that, our trip was so on point. Timing, I mean, it was just like we were just taking it off. I mean, it was great, and it was brutal. I mean, it was just one of those deals. Even though it was perfect travel, it was really hard travel. So our players are far more resilient. I know our coaches were trying to stretch out the last couple of days and try to, I woke up Monday morning, I didn't know where I was or what was going on. Our players are so resilient. They were back in school Monday. I think if you lose that game, it's one of the worst trips of your life, Winning the game made it much easier for us. But, we slept in the airport on Saturday night. We didn't go, it was a very good challenge. But we did win, so the guys went to Dick's Drive-In in Seattle, which is a really famous location in Seattle. And so they got a little bit of that Pacific Northwest flavor. So got that as a little bit of a special treat, and then made it to the airport. Our players were so good during the travel, but yeah, it has to take a little something out of you. But what I've told our players, the next 7 games we play, 6 of those games we'll sleep in our own beds on Friday night, because we have 4 home games, and then 2 of the road games are Black Hills and Shasta State. So we have a huge advantage now. All the really brutal travel part of the schedule was these last 2 weeks, and the rest of the schedule really favors us. So we need to take advantage of it. But yeah, kids are taking makeup exams this week. I mean, our guys they find a way. They find a way. Yeah. Okay.
It was nice to see the rushing game was really important. That was good to see.
Yeah.
Over 200 yard rushing.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, Ahmad Lewis is from right there. So he had probably a little extra JUIs. He had a lot of family members there, and so he had a little bit of, pep in his step. And he ran really hard, had a really nice catch and run play that set up the first touchdown. So, yeah, and then I think our offensive line and defensive line, so we had 231 rushing yards, they had 104. We had 4 quarterback sacks, they had 0. So when you start talking about just kind of where the game was decided, it was the big uglies, and then our playmakers like Dom made some playmaking plays. Okay. So Dom, come on up. Dominick Jackson is a junior. He'll tell you about himself. He's extraordinarily nervous. He won't tell you that right when the ball is in the air and number 2 is around, he's not nervous at all. And that's his wheelhouse. Told you guys before the season that Dom changed his jersey number. I tried to warn everybody, but 3 games, they've thrown his way 3 times, and he has 3 interceptions, and he took 2 of them back into the other team's end zone. So one of the really great players that we've had. So Dominick Jackson, tell them about yourself. Have some fun.
My name is Dominick Jackson. I'm an electrical engineer. I'm a redshirt junior and everything. Talking about the game, I'll tell you that was one long trip. I think the biggest thing that kept people going was, okay, we're going to Canada. It's something a lot of us haven't seen, so we were all looking forward to it. I will say it was a lot of adversity. Going up there, with the long trip, just a little time, the little breaks we had, you're trying to stretch out, touch your toes, kind of loosen up a little bit, especially me. I know I was trying to do that as much as I could. But, going in from the past 2 weeks and everything, we definitely knew what kind of team we were and kind of the things we wanted to do. and we thought, you know, this would be the best time, you know, to be able to put it on the table, you know, show teams that what we're capable of. You know, with 2 hard losses we've taken, you know, we know we're a better team than what we've shown. You know, with a little small alignments and assignments and stuff, but in the end, we were able to pull out. So I think that was the best part about it. You know, going into this week, I think the best thing is, you know, we're going against a really good offensive team, really good defensive team. You know, DC State's always been the team that, you know, has challenged us. You know, we've been competitors with. You know, with it being homecoming, you know, we're going to try to do everything we can to come out with the win. That's all I have. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Dominick, from the West Coast to the Midwest, how's that transition going? Do you like it here?
Yeah, I would say I definitely like it here. You know, when I was recruited here, the biggest thing that brought me here was, you know, it wasn't just like the community. The community is great here, but, you know, there was also that aspect of, you know, being a part of a family. And for me, you know, family means everything. You know, when you have guys around you that support you on and off the field, that's probably one of the greatest things.
Can you tell us where you're from and what your major?
Aurora, Colorado, and my major is electrical engineering.
Did you play offense in high school as well as defense?
I did play offense. I was developing in high school. You know, I didn't start playing football until, you know, my freshman year as a really small guy, and it took me a while to kind of develop into the person I am now. You know,
Well, I thought you had some pretty good moves on your interception.
I took those from guys that I've seen play, like Isaiah Manley, Dorian, and stuff. So that's kind of where I learned that from.
Why'd you change your number?
So last year we had a guy named Marcus Bilton on our team. You know, he had a lot of shoulder problems, and for me, you know, he was a guy that kind of helped me evolve into the person I am today. You know, and I wanted kind of to represent him, you know, on the field since he wasn't able to play with us this season. So that was the biggest reason for my number change.
That's good. How many touchdowns you got in your college career?
2.
When you get your degree, what do you want to do with your electrical engineering degree?
For me, I've always been someone that's a hard worker. You know, I think it'd be really nice to work in like aerospace or whatnot. But even if that wasn't something I was able to do, you know, I just want to really be able to travel. You know, see new places. You know, be part of a good team. That's the biggest thing for me.
Dr. Montoya's giving you an exam on Friday, huh?
Oh yeah.
Round out the week after the quiz on Monday.
Always gotta be prepared.
Yeah. Gloves are off. Good. Anything else for Dom?
Good luck this week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Afternoon, folks. How we doing? It's always good to listen to these scholar athletes and our coaching staff here, and they never cease to make me proud to be the athletic director at South Dakota School of Mines. Thank you to Pizza Ranch for hosting us. This is a great crowd. Hopefully we'll have some really great things to talk about next week after the long, big weekend. I don't know if we've ever had all of our teams at home who are practicing in their championship season for homecoming. It's either been...
Not in the last 15 years.
Yeah, it's been I mean, Brad is just going to breeze through this weekend. He's got a little adversity ahead of him here, so. But I will say that our golf program is also heading to Augustana. They're leaving on Friday to play a Saturday-Sunday event, both men and women. I'll just reiterate what Maria said. Tailgating starts at 3 p.m. if you would like to. There's going to be a student org fair up on the C-ramp, kind of behind the tents that are taking place. There'll be beverages served, And then there'll be a live band up on the C-ramp as well. Coach Tinker, Coach Thompson, let's stuff the ballot for Hannah and let's get see if we can get that homecoming queen. So that's get your kids out there to vote. Campus is closed on Friday at noon, so Tom, I hope your test is before noon. And it really should be a rule that no tests are taking place during homecoming, or a quiz on the Monday following after. Are you trying to run for Professor of the Year? Well, obviously not.
I'm going for either professor.
Yeah, there you go. You won.
No, you forget, this is the school of mine.
So campus is closed on noon on Friday. If you can't make the soccer game and you want to go to the picnic at M Hill and climb up the hill, you're more than welcome to do that. October is my favorite month of the year. Anybody know why?
My birthday.
How many years young, sir? 83?
I'll be 92.
92.
Wow.
Hopefully I get to live that long. Hopefully. No, it's baseball, playoff baseball. We have 6 more games. The Yankees have won the AL East. Someone's holding a Twins cap up there, but I'm not threatened by the Twins yet. But playoff baseball starts, the best month, and then I'll back that up. November 1st, my birthday. So when the best month of the year is over with, then I get to celebrate. So thanks for everybody for coming today. I appreciate everything. Yeah. Anyone have any questions for me?
I just was wondering how the cross-country team has been lately.
Steve's right back there.
We've been off for the last couple of weeks,
Okay.
so we're taking a small group out to Wayne State on Friday, and we'll see how things go from there.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, not everybody's going to speak on the Tuesdays this year. We're going to kind of alternate them, with the exception of football. And then one of the things that we're also doing, I believe October 1st, we're going to integrate some education into our discussions. And civil engineering is going to come and talk to us about civil engineering. And then we've got some other department heads who are going to come throughout the year to kind of switch it up a little bit. Give us a little more academic emphasis. So, anyone have any other questions? I have no idea who the Yankees are starting. Yep, go ahead.
Can you repeat the athletic schedule for this weekend?
I can. So, what I have here on Friday afternoon, we have soccer out at Dakota Fields at 1 o'clock. We have volleyball at 7 p.m. in the King Center. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Saturday at 1 o'clock, we have volleyball again. And then Saturday evening at 6 p.m. we have football. And then Sunday at 11 o'clock we have soccer again at Sioux Park. And then also, if you'd like to still sign up for golf on Friday, 10 p.m. we've got 10 a.m. I'll be a little late, even I won't be up there. 10 a.m. To get some golf and support Hardrocker Athletics. We got some really cool giveaways. We'd love to see you out there. It's a great day to be a Hardrocker. Thank you for everything you do.